But let's continue with the big story of the day at 12:21 again this morning. Kelly Gissendaner became the first woman put to death by the state of Georgia since 1945. At 11 Alive's Jeremy Campbell had been covering the story. He actually covered the execution from the state prison last night. Today he's learned how Gissendaner's death may spark a controversial legal fight affecting future death row cases. Jeremy.
DeMarco, the execution of Kelly Gissendaner may have opened the legal door to launch a case for abolishing the death penalty in Georgia. Outside the Georgia State Prison, opponents of the death penalty sang Amazing Grace, unaware that within the walls of Georgia's 6-by-6-foot execution chamber, Kelly Gissendaner was singing too. This is an audio recording of her last words.
You let my kids know I went out singing Amazing Grace. And tell the Gissendaner family, I am so sorry. That amazing man lost his life because of me. And if I could take it back, if this would change it, I would have done it a long time ago.
The Gissendaner family is also her family. The convicted murderer's children are her children too. And instead of saying goodbye to their mother, they set a plea to save her in front of the parole board. But despite Gissendaner's faith, her rehabilitation through the inmate theology program, despite her family's wishes, the request for a stay was denied.
Going forward, I think it's going to be difficult for us in the defense community to decide how we should prepare clemency petitions. What was missing here?
Attorney Pate expects Gissendaner's execution to fuel future cases against the death penalty, especially considering her circumstances. Although she plotted her husband's death, it was her boyfriend, Gregory Owen, who actually carried out the plan.
Now we can truly argue that it's become somewhat arbitrary. Because if you've got two people that commit a crime, one who's arguably more culpable because he's the actual trigger man, and the one that doesn't do the actual killing gets the death penalty, but the one that doesn't get the death penalty, then I think we now have a new constitutional argument to the imposition of the death penalty in this state.
He says the case would tie into cruel and unusual punishment. Already lethal injection drugs spark questions of cruelty. Now, he says when clemency is denied or approved and it seems arbitrary, that could be argued that the punishment is unusual in addition to cruel.